Yeah, good morning guys. Mine happened to our friends there in the Philippines. Up on the screen guys, I'm sure you all recognise the wily old fox, the old scammer himself, the king of the hill top scammers, our Terence. Pray for Brian and Maricel, a love story. Guys, I thought we'd visit this video today. We have done videos on the brain cancer scam in the past. However, in those videos we did mention this particular video that Terence made, and we've never actually aired it yet, but I want you to listen to the words of Terence, a foreigner in the Philippines. And in this video, this is for people who are not aware of the history of Bosshog and Tintin and the brain cancer scam. But in this video, what Tintin is about to do, he's going to read a letter out. This letter was sent by Bosshog to Tintin, and we're going to pick it apart guys, and it makes for some very interesting listening, to be quite honest with you. This is one of the lowest scams, the most deplorable of scams that these two scumbags have ever did. So without further ado guys, let's listen to see what Terence has to say, shall we?
Hi, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. Well, I always say it, you can see I've got my glasses on, so I'm going to be reading stuff. Well, this is not a happy thing, but it is a lesson for everyone, especially those who are planning or married to a Filipina. And I want to read this letter, but before I do, I want to ask that everybody who so believes and in the way that they believe, if they could offer their prayers for Brian and Maricel, because Brian and Maricel are facing some very, very tough challenges, and it's not going to be easy. But it's a reminder, as Brian later tells you, about one's mortality and how no one ever knows when it's going to happen. And so I will read this letter. I'll take out any of the really personal bits, obviously, but it says, "Greetings, Terence and Beth. Let me start by saying thank you for your support. This is a very trying time for Maricel and I am at a loss."
When you book a holiday home on Verbo, it's easy to find the perfect place to escape to and get lost.
As to my exact plans for the future, see how things change. Maricel has told me that she does not wish to do chemotherapy. The 5-year survival rate for her type of brain cancer is almost zero, even with the chemo. Her doctor has told her, has told her that the tumour has progressed to level 3, which is very severe, so her time may be short indeed.
Right guys, so you'll have noticed as I was playing that video how an advert popped up. Well, that's because this video is still earning AdSense. This scam video that these two scumbags, Terence Flannery, Brian Granville Smith, foreigner farming in the Philippines and a foreigner in the Philippines, put up on YouTube. They concocted a bullshit story about Brian's girlfriend at the time, Maricel, having brain cancer. Now, he quite clearly states there that the surgeon, the consultant, said The tumour is now at level 3, and she would not survive the 5 years. Now, guys, I just want to hold it there because sometime after this video, some months after this video, the question was asked in a live stream of Brian, and the question was, how is Maricel doing? Okay, with the brain cancer. His reply was, oh, it was a false diagnosis, and he swiftly changed the subject. Now here we are, words out of Terence's mouth. Let me just take that back slightly and listen to his words again.
I will read this letter. I'll take out any of the really personal bits, obviously, but it says, "Greetings, Terence and Beth. Let me start by saying thank you for your support. This is a very trying time for Maricel and I am at a loss as to my exact plans for the future. See how things change. Maricel has told me that she does not wish to do chemotherapy. The 5-year survival rate for her type of brain cancer is almost 0. Even with the chemo, her doctor has told her, that the tumour has progressed to level 3, which is very severe, so her time may be short indeed."
There you go. Words out of Tintin's mouth. Level 3, her time is very short indeed. Maricel has refused chemo. Now guys, I have mentioned in the past that I had 2 relatives who suffered their demise to this particular disease. And what I have to say about these scumbags putting this video up, concocting this story, concocting this scam, I can't really see it on YouTube, but they are absolutely deplorable, and I mean deplorable individuals. To use the guise of his wife's got cancer, brain cancer, to gain sympathy is absolutely despicable. It really is. And in Tintin's words, he read out Bosshog's words. Tintin's words were level 3, and yet sometime later Bosshog came out and said, it was a false diagnosis. You do not have a false diagnosis when you've already had a prognosis of a level 3 brain tumour. These pair of scammers didn't get their story right and have used this absolutely deplorable video, which is still earning AdSense, to pull on the heartstrings of viewers and subscribers. But we'll continue on with this, guys.
Her doctor has told her that the tumour has progressed to level 3, which is very severe, so her time may be short indeed. She has complained of severe headaches for all of 18 months that I have known her, and had them for years before we met. Her weight has now dropped from 52 kilos to about 40 kilos, so I feel she is already well into the 5-year window. I have assured her my plans to marry her are unchanged, and I will remain beside her through all of this. You can
Now guys, there's another telling remark there. Bosshog says she's been complaining of headaches for the past 18 months and has also complained of headaches for many, many years. Now, I'm just going off my experience, and I can tell you that both of my relatives, yeah, they claimed they complained of headaches. However, in both cases, within 6 months, they passed. They had succumbed to the brain cancer. So to sit there and say that she's complained of headaches for many years, and the 18 months that Bosshog knew her, then the alarm bells is ringing here. But listen on.
See the same kind of loyalty that men have for women and women have for men in this and the last letter that we got from the Sandman, that it doesn't end when you find that your partner, whether married or not, is in dire need of the support. The love just continues. Terence, through my tears,
now there you are, absolutely despicable. Despicable. The great actor Terence Flannery, Tintin, has just said Bosshog has wrote to him and he's telling Terence through my tears. So Bosshog apparently is laying it on thick that he's sitting there crying and writing the letter. And Terence, as you notice in the video, is nearly in tears himself. What an actor. What an absolute scumbag.
I'm reminded of my sharing of my thoughts with you about having children with her at my age. Let me just explain that
Now, let me just explain something, Tintin. He didn't want to have children with Maricel at his age. Obviously he changed his mind, but anyway, he didn't want to have children when he first met Maricel. And he had this conversation with you. Now, what he didn't tell you in this video, guys, and what Terence has not told you in this video, is that Bosshog already had a young Filipino lady called Molly pregnant. The scumbag is reading this letter out about his girlfriend having brain cancer, about I didn't want to have children at my age. He already had a young Filipina pregnant.
I spoke to Brian, chatted to Brian a long time ago, because I had said that it was my intention to have children. And even at my age, I'm 78 this month, with my wife, who is certainly a lot younger than 78. She is in her late 20s. We still want to have children, and this is very much in accordance, in harmony with the Filipino way, that Filipinos do not see children as a burden, as something to be left with. They see children as a blessing from God. They see children as something to be cherished.
Well, you're right there, Terence. Yeah, Philippine culture, yeah, children they are a blessing. However, in the case of the crying Bosshog, the one that sent you the letter, he's deserted his firstborn, Blake. He doesn't pay full child support to Blake. He has nothing to do with that child. And the person you're talking about, Maricel, the lunatic from the Ratstead Kitchen, she has more or less stopped Bosshog, Brian Granville Smith, from seeing that child. Not that I think he's bothered, but you can continue your bullshit, Terence. We're all ears.
And well, I always felt this. I was a single parent for many years, and I never felt that my child was a burden. I'd come to that point of realizing that after making many mistakes, but I didn't think of it as a burden. But Brian, in his case, had been, when he first met Maricel, I seem to remember that he was adamant that he didn't want children. She was adamant that she did. And what happened was that in spite of themselves, they fell in love and were committed to each other, so that
They fell in love. It's a marriage of convenience, Terence. You scamming old fox that you are. Don't sit there with your fanciful narration and feed us all bullshit. They fell in love? No, I don't think so. I do not think so.
they then had to resolve that problem, that disagreement, and part of it was helped along by the fact that some of the videos that we did, not taking any credit here by the way, but some of the videos that we did actually offered a different perspective on it and talked about the Filipino perspective, about how children are not a burden, they're a...
Yeah, when you say the videos you did on it, having children, you're talking about when you were e-begging, Terence. You were e-begging for a vasectomy reversal operation, and then the operation that Lady Beth had in Cebu, so that you could have children. You scammed a lot of money then. And guys, as you can see on the screen there now, notice the ads. This video is still up there, earning AdSense. There it is, there's the proof.
a blessing. So,
need e-commerce for your business? It's never been easier.
let me see. Through my tears, I am reminded of my sharing of my thoughts with you about having children with her at my age. You are so correct when you remind everybody a person never knows when their time here is up. As it now seems, I will be the one left all alone. So we talked about this in some of the earlier, facing some of the earlier criticisms between Beth and I.
So there's Bosshog, guys, in his letter, teary-eyed, complaining that he's the one that's going to be left all alone. Now, the strange thing is, Brian, the last time Maricel went to Mindanao and you waved her off at the bus depot at the port, you couldn't wait to get down to Cebu. You couldn't wait to get on that boat and go and see your mistress. So that's an absolute load of bullshit, isn't it? Yeah, we'll just continue for a few more moments, guys.
So, let me see. Through my tears, I am reminded of my sharing of my thoughts with you about having children with her at my age. You are so correct when you remind everybody a person never knows when their time here is up. As it now seems, I will be the one left all alone. So we talked about this in some of the early...
So there you have it, guys. Brian and Maricel, a love story. Say a prayer for Brian and Maricel. And the video continues on. There's a link down below. You can go and watch this video. But this video continues on, and Tintin, our challenge, just waffles on. But Bosshog is whining now that he's going to be left all alone. And if you notice in this video that they concocted together how thickly they lay on the sympathy, pity me. They're looking for the sympathy, pity me vote. They lay it on really thickly. And it's there for a reason. They put this video up for sympathy and donations. They put this video up, the brain cancer scam video, and the donations flooded in. These pair of scumbags made a pretty penny in donations. Maricel has given up, very brave. Maricel is dying of brain cancer. She's very brave and needs sympathy and support. The low-life scumbag from the Bosshog had no qualms and no morals and didn't even think twice about putting this video up on YouTube for the world to see, and then to turn round a few months later and say it was a false diagnosis. Guys, bit of a message here for any would-be Bosshog supporters and any die-hard supporters. What can you say? What can you say about Brian Granville Smith, a foreigner farmer in the Philippines, writing such a letter to Tintin, for Tintin to read out? To read that letter out and expect and hope that the donations, which they did, the donations flood in. What do you think of your master now? What do you think of this lowlife from the Bohovel and this scumbag up on the screen, Terence, from the foreign in the Philippines? What do you think of these people? Why do you support these people? Why do you send money to these people? Are you totally deluded? Can you not see what everyone else sees? I mean, this video was put up 4 years ago, and of course since then Terence Flannery's channel is dead, is dying. 224,000 subscribers and 300 views on a video. Not too clever. Bosshog, we've proved with past videos, his channel's in free fall. He's buying views, likes, he's even buying comments. He's that desperate. So anything we are doing, guys, is having an effect. And we don't do it out of spite. We don't do it out of hate. We're doing it because Bosshog is a criminal. He calls everyone else a criminal. He's very quick to say that. But Bosshog is a criminal. And he had the gall, this lowlife, to put this video up on YouTube. You're nothing but a scumbag, Brian. And I'd love to meet you. I really would. Guys, this is what it's all about. It's e-begging. And this video was e-begging on the master skill. That video is still up to date, earning AdSense. And when that video aired for the first time, donations flooded in. This is the brain cancer scam. And till the next time, guys, bye for now.